It's no place for children is how the United Nations describes Rukban camp. Makeshift schools provide some sense of normalcy, but since the beginning of the year, 12 children, among them newborns, have died of malnutrition and preventable diseases. Conditions are desperate for the 40,000 Syrians stranded in this remote corner of Syria. Last month, Damascus and its ally Russia opened corridors to allow people to leave. A few families left, but the majority were too afraid. The only route is to what are now government-held areas of Homs province. According to the United Nations, Damascus has yet to provide security guarantees.
Despite people wanting to leave Rukban, they still have huge protection concerns that need to be addressed. Among these are fear of families being separated. There are people that fear that they could face legal charges, military duty.
The United Nations is now involved in the dialogue between the Russian military, the Syrian government, and representatives of the camp. It calls the talks a positive first step, but while it waits for a sustainable solution, the UN wants to continue to have humanitarian access to the camp. The last aid delivery was in February. A United Nations survey shows most of the camp's residents want to return to their homes in government-controlled territories, but they all express concerns about their safety and security. The United Nations says those concerns are justified. It has repeatedly criticized the lack of legal protections, and it has been calling on the Syrian government to grant it access to all parts of the country where the displaced and refugees have returned. Deteriorating conditions are making it harder for those in Rukban to survive. Smuggling routes have been closed by government forces, so goods that do reach the camp are too expensive. The displaced fear the situation will only get worse. Little progress was made in their talks with government officials.
There are obstacles that are slowing down their returns. One of them is that the authorities have still not given security clearances to all. And even if they get this clearance, many can't leave because they can't afford to pay for transportation.
The Syrian government is negotiating from a position of strength. It won't guarantee unimpeded access for aid deliveries, and it won't open safe routes to the rebel-controlled north. For now, Rukban's population is given the choice of living in misery or returning home without security guarantees. Zeina, Khodr, Al Jazeera, Beirut.